Hi, welcome to the AskTimChin Show, episode
6.
Can you count to 6 in Spanish?
Nope.
How about in
I
English?
should barely do it in English.
English, okay. Hey, welcome to AskTimChin Show, where we ask, what are we doing? It's where we answer your questions on life, business,
That's it.
rock and roll.
No.
Do we answer any sex questions? No, we don't.
We'll
We
have
don't.
to start a new
No,
show
this question.
for that,
No,
I think.
no, I'm not old enough. And so you can submit questions anytime to AskTimChin.com. That's ask, A-S-K, Tim, T-I-M, chin, like chin on your face. I said that to some gal the other day in the store. She starts laughing. She goes like, what else would I think it would be? I said, I don't know. There's some idiots out there that spell it C-H-E-N, like Chin Liang. Change your name, dude. Anyway, AskTimChin.com. And we put out at least one episode a week. We hope you'll join us, share it with others. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitter at Coach Tim Chin, or on Facebook at facebook.com/referral teacher. So we've got 3 questions for episode number 6. We're a third of the way to 18, a quarter of the way to episode 24. But right now we're just on 6. All right, number 1. Oh, by the way, Michael Horner, I think you should wear some little horns, like when we do the show.
I don't think so.
Michael Horner or Unicorn? No?
No, I don't think so.
What was your wife's maiden name?
Weishaar.
How you spell it?
Weishaar. It's German.
Weishaar. Okay. She like sauerkraut?
No.
I do. All right, number 1.
All right, so the first question is about work-life balance. What are your thoughts on achieving work-life balance?
What's the next question?
No, let's stick to this one.
Well, it depends who you ask. You know, if you ask yourself, and I think there's a lot of competing thoughts out there. And I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying it's my opinion. There's a lot of people that try to separate work from life. But I've always found that my life is my work. I've been an entrepreneur most of my adult life. Actually, I was mowing yards when I was 9. When I was in college, I had 4 jobs. Graduated from college debt-free, semester late, but debt-free. Went into ministry, and while I wasn't self-employed for the 15 years I was in ministry, I was always serving others. And you get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning that someone's died or gone to the hospital, and you just go. And you figure out the balance later. And so I think there is a misnomer, and you and Rebecca own a company together. So I imagine there's a few conversations at home about work, maybe more than she would like, but
yes,
they still happen. We went to dinner with you all last week and you talked about it, okay? So if you own your business, you can't, first of all, don't try to separate them. It's like the person who says, well, I've got 15 Facebook pages. One where I don't show my kids' faces, one where I do sometimes, one that, and so if you are a true entrepreneur, you are thinking about your business most waking hours. Now, you may be thinking about, how do I work less and give my family more? But usually that's not the thought you're having. It's usually about, how can I own the world, and conquer it, because you do want to provide more for your family. So, one of the things that I suggest is you need to talk to the other person, if you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, and just find out what balance means to them. And when you have a spouse that supports your imbalance, you should celebrate that. There's always alternatives, like they could work more and you could work less. Oh, no, honey, you go right ahead and work. When you have that discussion. But I think what we try to do at our family is there's certain times, Friday nights, and sometimes Saturday during the day, or we go out on Friday nights. You'll go out on Friday nights a lot.
Try to. Every day.
Yeah. And that's kind of a sacred thing. Sunday, we have a routine on Sunday. I get up, that's the day that my wife sleeps in. And even on that day, she's getting up earlier. And then Sunday night, we go to church. We have a little routine after church. We usually go shopping, time together. And so, again, I think you need to involve the other person. And I think it also depends at what stage of your business you're at.
Absolutely.
You're at the new stage. That means you're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night on a good night. And the rest of the time, you're trying to figure it out and get her done. And usually, if you're an entrepreneur, you own more than one business. And sometimes a problem you encounter creates the need for another company that solves that problem.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm CEO of 3 companies, and then we just started our media company. Well, we didn't know somebody was going to find it and get on Forbes online before we even launched it, which then made more work happen. And so I think the key, maybe a better question is life happiness balance. I think is better. Because quite frankly, I'm happy when I work. You have any other different thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, there's, like you said, there's so many competing theories about work-life balance. I think that you need to know who you are first and know your own DNA. I mean, this is something that Gary Vaynerchuk, and I hate to copy the guy, but he's just right about this. What he says to people is some people, like us, we have the desire to accomplish big things.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who we are. And with that comes certain sacrifices that we have to be willing to accept because there's not 80 hours in a day. There's only 24.
I mean, I haven't played golf in 3 years. I don't own a boat. I don't own any video games. I have 400 channels of TV, but only watch 3. I probably ought to do something about that. I have a country club membership. I haven't been to the country club in a year. So I'm going in this week to cancel it. And when they go, why are you canceling it? I'm going to say, because I haven't been here for a year.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm still spending $114 a month for a social membership, and I can do something else with that. So again, I think it's a life happiness balance. And, same thing. My wife goes to the gym three times a week, sometimes 4. That makes her happy. And so I support it. I mean, she's gone tonight. Monday nights she leaves here at 5:30, usually gets home about 9:30. That's her long night at the gym. It's my private time night. I like it. So I usually eat my cheat food, my comfort food on Monday nights, and watch Fox News to my heart's desire. Yeah, I know people can't understand that, but anyway. So are you happy in your imbalance? If you are, and your significant other is okay. But I got asked this question in Phoenix this past week. A gal says, how do I get my husband to buy into my big dream? I said, well, let me ask you a question. Are you bought into his dream? Well, I go, therein may lie the problem. So have you been fussing at him about sitting in an easy chair watching TV or fishing too much or golfing? Well, how'd you know that? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. So I think too that if you want your spouse to celebrate what you do, why don't you try starting celebrating what they do? Because if you'll celebrate what they do, they may leave you alone to do what you want to do. Young married guy, I'm giving them all this valuable advice,
Well, this does create a lot of tension in a lot of relationships, especially when I first started out in my marriage. We got married 3 years ago,
Right?
and I was working a job, so I didn't work like this when we first got married. So there was a transition period.
So now you've changed.
Well, yeah, sort of.
I've always worked this way, so I mean that hasn't changed.
Yeah, it was an adjustment and it was difficult, but I basically had to let her know this is, in order to accomplish the upside of what I'm working on, it's going to take a lot of work right now.
Right?
Hopefully, at some point, we can get out of this much work. Maybe not.
Did she ask you for a time frame?
No.
Good.
No. And it was more of.
Don't let her pin you down, brother. Once you pin it down, you're in trouble.
But the other thing, the flip side of this is that for some people, they can be satisfied with 40,000 a year. They can be satisfied with.
And that's
less.
okay.
And a lot of times people get stuck. They see someone that they admire, such as yourself. They say, well, I want to do that, but that's really not their DNA. So I think it's really important to know who you are.
Well, they don't want to pay the price.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to talk to the people that are important to you in your life. Try to get on the same page. You may not always be on the same page. So there may have to be some compromise. Instead of working 80 hours a week, maybe you work 70. Make sure that the other person in your life that you are at least arrange an evening, a half day, or something where that time does belong to you. And I will, wherever you are, be there.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be in the movie theater, hiding your text and your phone. Leave your phone in the car. That's a great, when you go to dinner, if you're with the person you love, leave your phone in the car. I mean, yeah, you might miss an emergency call every 43 years, but other than that, you're not. So wherever you are, be there, be present in the present. And there again, we've always heard, quality time is more important than quantity time. And I don't know about that, but like I said, when I'm there, I want to be there. Good question. Celebrate your other partner's dreams and goals. Maybe they'll celebrate yours. No charge for that one. All right.
And if your goals are big, there is no work-life balance. Life is work, and work is life.
Well, at least first 5 years of any business. First 5 years, most successful, the Donald Trumps of the world, Bill Gates of the world. My mind just went blank. It's just my wife. I guess when you're on Periscope and broadcasting live, they can still get through to you.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they all say, at the end of 5 years, they were still working 70 hours. How many hours are you working? All right, great. Time for one more. That's kind of a long answer.
This is a good one, though. So let's talk about energy, how to find energy, how to...
Oh, energy. Lots of caffeine. I take the yellow pill. I don't have it down here because you were throwing it away the other day. Energy. Again, when you're working in your passion, you have energy. When you're doing things you don't want to do, I'm tired. Some of you lazy husbands, your wife asks you to go to church, you go, oh, I'm tired. Hey, you want to go fishing? Let's go play golf, whatever. So again, I think energy is tied to passion. And a lot of times if you feel burnt out, worn out, whatever, it's because you're not living in your passion zone. And I have no trouble waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go speak to 100 people at 8:30. I'm speaking to a big room full of people on this Thursday. I don't care how little sleep I get, I will have no problem getting energy. Now, on a practical sense, to talk to my business partner here, good health leads to good energy. I think you're going to need to sleep a minimum of 7 hours a night, which is an oxymoron because we would never sleep if we didn't have to. But you're never going to lose. If you're struggling to lose weight, I know my trainer, my fitness people all said you have to sleep 7 hours. So I do sleep 7 hours a night, unless I get woke up with an idea in the middle of the night, which is rare. I also take what do I take? It starts with an M, not melatonin. I don't need that. What do I take? Magnesium. Thank you, magnesium. At night, because it takes your cortisone levels down, which does that. I work out with a trainer 3 days a week and exercise at least 2 of the other 4. The first time ever in Phoenix last week, I took my gym in a bag with me. I also took some additional nutritional supplements with me. So I think great nutrition, and you cannot get all the nutrition you need in food. Your body does need some, like I take a charcoal every day. That's why I'm on fire all the time. Get it?
I get it, yeah.
I drink lighter fluid. I speak fire out. It's a pretty cool circus act. I'll show it to you sometime. And so, your health and your wellness. And I'm going to be honest with you. I always thought, I don't have an hour to go to the gym. Now I can't live without going to the gym an hour 3 times a week. And I knew I would never go on my own, even though I have a $100 gym membership. My wife the other day says, do you think we should reduce it from a family down to just me? Because I'm going to the gym where I work out at. Right. And so it wasn't until about a year ago I decided I wanted to live past 58 that I got serious, lost 25 pounds. I still need to lose about 10 or 15 more. And by the way, the camera doesn't do an angle. I'm really thin, and I don't know what. I think he has it on a wide angle. Anyway, yeah, you too. Anyway, so you have to do your part from a nutrition standpoint, exercise-wise, sleep-wise. I mean, you cannot go, because sometimes you look tired all the time.
I am tired all the time.
And you can't go night after night, week after week, 2 or 3 hours of sleep and have energy. You just can't. I don't care what your passion is. Yeah. You just can't.
You'll crash.
Go ye therefore
Yeah, you hit a
and
wall.
do as I say. Sleep more. And you've been going to bed before. The last couple nights, I'm going to bed. I'm sissy. I'm still up. We text each other good night poems at
Yeah,
night.
poems.
Yeah, you're into poetry.
Yeah.
Occasionally you sing to me. We have a bromance going on here. Anyway, that is episode 6. We would love for you to send your questions in to the Ask Tim Chin show number. Well, it's not a number. And if you want your name to be put on screen, you're not too embarrassed by the question, then put your name attached to it. We'll answer it on air in one of our future 234 episodes, at which time we will go into syndication and quit producing new content.
Right.
If they want to find us on Slack, where do they find us?
On Slack, you
Slacker?
have to go to.
You have to be a Slacker to be on Slack.
No. that's not-
SLACK. Somebody asked me, is that .com? Where do they find us?
Yeah, well, they need to sign up first in order to be put into the group.
Okay.
So they have to go to launchyourrevolution.com.
Are you like from a third world Hispanic country launching a revolution? I mean, you do smoke a lot of cigars. I get to see, launch my revolution. I want to be El Presidente.
Exactly.
What country are you taking over? President's in Cuba today.
Cuba would be a good country to
Yeah, for you, because you want to think back. Are Cuban cigars legal now?
No.
They're pseudo legal. You can bring $100 worth back, I believe.
Oh,
If you go there, you can't
Okay.
import anything.
in all fairness, I'd love to go to Cuba.
It's beautiful.
They drive 57 Chevys. I just like that. I think that's cool. Matter of fact, isn't there a show in Cuba now on the History Channel, something about Chevrolets? It's keep your hoopty running or something. I don't know. AskTimChin.com. We'll be back with episode 7.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Question of the day. What country are you planning to visit next? Is that too boring? You have a
No.
better one? Okay, then that's it.
Maybe what state? Some people will
State?
never leave the country
That's sad.
because they're afraid to fly or get on a boat, especially in the Bermuda Triangle.
Dream
Kind of freaks me
vacation.
out. What'd you say?
Dream vacation.
Dream vacation.
What is your dream vacation?
Yeah, if money and time were no object, see how you word these things? Where would you go on your next trip? They had an earthquake in Hawaii today. I had some friends that just got back like yesterday. So be careful what you wish for. You can go there on vacation and there'd be like a lava volcano and it could like blow up and then the whole island could like sink into the water and you'd be like Neptune and then you'd wish you'd gone to like Idaho. So be careful what you wish for.
Exactly.
We'll see you next time on Ask Tim Chin. Bye.